There's a famous line in Ernest Hemingway's novel, The Sun Also Rises. One character asks another, "How did you go bankrupt?" And the answer is simple. 2 ways. Gradually, then suddenly. This is exactly how nations die, and it is exactly how currencies die. Gradually, and then suddenly. Most people imagine a collapse as a single movie moment. They imagine waking up one Tuesday morning, turning on the TV, and seeing a breaking news banner that says, "The dollar has collapsed." They imagine stocks going to zero in an hour. They imagine zombies in the streets by lunchtime. But that is Hollywood. That is not reality. In the real world, a currency collapse is a process, not an event. It is a cancer, not a heart attack. It happens in distinct stages. It gives you warnings. It gives you signs. But if you don't know what to look for, you will think everything is fine, right up until the moment the ATM stops working. Welcome back to Crucible Markets. In our last video, we proved that the debt is unpayable. The math is undeniable. Today, we are going to lay out the timeline. We are going to walk through the 5 stages of a currency collapse. We are going to look at history, from Rome to Weimar to Venezuela, to show you exactly what happens in each stage. And most importantly, we are going to answer the question that is terrifying the experts. Which stage are we in right now? Stage 1 is where the deception begins. It is called financial repression. This stage is designed to be invisible. The government realizes it has too much debt. They know they cannot pay it back honestly. So they decide to steal the value from you slowly so you don't notice. How do they do it? They keep interest rates artificially low, below the rate of inflation. And let's say inflation is 5%, but the bank only pays you 1%. Every single year, you lose 4% of your purchasing power. You feel safer because the number in your bank account isn't going down, but the value of that money is rotting away. In stage 1, the government gaslights you. They tell you inflation is transitory. They tell you prices are up because of supply chains or greedy corporations. They manipulate the CPI, Consumer Price Index, to hide the real numbers. They substitute steak for hamburger in the calculation. They remove energy costs. They massage the data until it looks safe. Does this sound familiar? We have been living in stage 1 for over a decade. In stage 1, the stock market goes up, house prices go up. People feel rich. They look at their 401k and say, "Wow, look how much money I made." But they didn't make money. Their currency just got weaker. The house didn't get twice as valuable. The dollar got half as valuable. This is the gradually part of the quote. It feels comfortable. It feels like a boom. But it is actually the termite eating the foundation of the house. I want to ask the community, do you believe the official inflation numbers? Type real if you trust them, or fake if you think they are lying. Let's see how many people here have seen through the stage 1 illusion. Then we enter stage 2. This is when the psychology breaks. This is the moment when the public realizes, wait a minute, my money is losing value faster than I can earn it. In economics, we watch a metric called the velocity of money. Velocity measures how fast money changes hands. In a normal economy, people save. They hold on to cash because they trust it will be worth something next year. But in stage 2, saving becomes stupid. Why keep money in a bank if it buys less tomorrow? So people start spending fast. They get their paycheck and they immediately buy things. They buy cars. They buy appliances. They buy gold. They buy anything tangible. The money becomes a hot potato. No one wants to hold it. And this creates a vicious cycle. Because everyone is rushing to buy goods, prices skyrocket. Not because there is a shortage of goods, but because there is a surplus of panic. We saw this in Turkey recently. We saw it in Argentina. People rushing to the mall to buy blenders and TVs, simply to get rid of their lira or pesos. In stage 2, the government starts to panic. They blame speculators. They blame hoarders. They might introduce price controls. They say, you cannot sell milk for more than $5. And what happens when you force a low price? Shortages, the shelves go empty, the black market begins to form. If you want meat, you have to know a guy. If you want medicine, you have to pay triple in cash. This is the transition point. This is when the smart money has already left the system. If you're still holding 100% of your wealth in paper assets during stage 2, you are already the victim. Now we move to stage 3. This is the stage that catches everyone off guard. The liquidity freeze. As people rush to take their money out of the banks to buy real things, the banks run out of cash. Remember, banks operate on fractional reserve. They don't have everyone's money in the vault. They lent it out. So when the panic hits, the government steps in to protect the system. They declare a bank holiday. It sounds like a vacation. It is not. It means the banks close their doors. The apps stop working. The ATM screen says, temporarily out of service. Or perhaps they implement capital controls. They say, you can only withdraw $200 per day. They say, you cannot move money out of the country. We saw this in Lebanon in 2019. We saw it in Greece in 2015. We saw it in Cyprus. People with millions of dollars in their accounts were suddenly poor because they couldn't access a single cent. Their money was trapped inside the burning building. This is why we talk about self-custody. This is why we talk about holding gold, silver, and Bitcoin outside of the banking system. If your wealth depends on a bank manager's permission, it is not your wealth. It is their liability. In stage 3, cash becomes king, but only physical cash. Credit cards stop working. The digital system flickers and dies. If you have silver coins, you can eat. If you have a stack of $20 bills, you can bribe your way out of a bad situation. If you have a Platinum American Express card, you have a useless piece of plastic. After the panic comes stage 4, the reset. The currency is destroyed. Trust is gone. The economy has ground to a halt. The government has to introduce a new system to get people working again. Historically, this is when they introduce a new currency. In Germany in 1923, they introduced the Rentenmark. In Zimbabwe, they lopped off zeros. They said 1 trillion old dollars is now equal to 1 new dollar. But here's the trick. They do not exchange it fairly. Usually, the conversion rate destroys whatever savings you had left. They devalue the currency one last time to wipe out the national debt. In our modern world, stage 4 will likely look different. It will likely be the introduction of CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. They will say, the old dollar is unsafe. The banking system is unstable. Here, download this Fed app. We will put Fed coins directly into your account. But these coins will come with rules. They will be programmable. They can expire. They can be restricted. This is the ultimate centralization of power. Stage 4 is the end of financial privacy. It is the beginning of a surveillance economy. Finally, there is stage 5, the return to reality. History shows us that eventually all manipulated systems fail. Eventually, the market forces reality back into the room. After the chaos, after the reset, society eventually returns to hard money. It might take 5 years, it might take 20, but eventually people refuse to accept paper promises. They demand gold, they demand silver, they demand assets that cannot be printed. The people who held onto these assets through stages 1, 2, 3, and 4 emerge in stage 5 as the new aristocracy. They are the ones with the capital to rebuild. They are the ones who can buy city blocks for a few ounces of gold. They are the ones who preserved their family's legacy while everyone else was wiped out. This is the cycle. It has happened in Rome, it has happened in France, it has happened in China, and the math says it is happening here, right now. So, to answer the question, where are we? We are deep in stage 1, and we are seeing the first sparks of stage 2. The velocity is picking up, the trust is eroding. The bank holiday hasn't happened yet. The doors are still open. That means you still have time. But you do not have forever. You have time to build your lifeboat. You have time to get some cash out of the bank. You have time to buy your gold and silver. You have time to learn how to use a cold storage wallet for your crypto. Do not wait for the news anchor to tell you to panic. By then, it is too late. Panic early, and you call it strategy. Panic late, and you call it bankruptcy. In the next video, we are going to pivot. We have talked enough about the problem. Now, we are going to talk about the solution. I'm going to show you the Fortress portfolio. At TUR, I will break down the exact percentages that wealthy families use to survive these cycles. How much gold, how much land, how much cash, how much crypto. We will build the blueprint together. If you are ready to stop worrying and start building, hit that subscribe button. And tell me in the comments, what is the one item you would stockpile first if you knew stage 3 was starting tomorrow? Food, ammo, or gold? Stay skeptical, stay prepared, and watch the signs.